My jealous mother invited my ex to my baby shower to destroy me in front of everyone. I stayed silent and let her own plan blow up in her face and ruin her life forever. From the time I could talk, she forbade me from ever calling her mom. She said the word made her feel old, like it would instantly add 10 years to her face. So to me and to my younger half-sister Lee, she has always been just Jackie. Not mother, not mommy, Jackie. Like a friend you occasionally see at holidays, not the woman who carried me for 9 months. Jackie was barely 17 when she got pregnant with me. She and my biological father, Avery, were the classic high school sweethearts who thought consequences only happened to other people. When the pregnancy test showed 2 pink lines, my dad did the math and laid his cards on the table. He would pay every cent of child support. He would be in my life as a father. But he was not going to marry her or pretend they had a future together. That single sentence broke something inside Jackie that never mended. For years, every time Dad came to pick me up, Jackie turned it into a battlefield. She would scream in the driveway, invent reasons he was late, accuse him of hiding money, anything to hurt him the way he had hurt her. I was too small to understand what I was hearing, so I swallowed every word she fed me. Your dad doesn't love you enough to stay. Real men don't abandon their families. He's nothing but a deadbeat. I hated him because she told me to. Then I grew taller and my eyes opened. I saw the truth for myself. Dad was never late, not once. He was outside every Friday at 6 p.m. sharp, engine running, smiling through the window. He never missed a birthday, a school play, a parent-teacher night. His child support checks arrived on the first of every month without fail. He wasn't the villain in this story. He was the only steady adult I had. When I was 6, Jackie met Mike. He was calm where she was chaos, kind where she was cutting. They married fast, and within a year my little sister Lee arrived. I loved her the second I saw her tiny red face. I swore I would protect her forever. But the difference in how Jackie treated us carved itself into my bones. Lee got the fairy tale childhood. Custom birthday cakes taller than she was, designer dresses with matching shoes and purses, endless praise and cuddles. Jackie's face glowed around Lee, in a way I had never seen it glow for me. I got second-hand clothes from cousins, birthdays that consisted of a frozen pizza and a forced smile, and the constant feeling that I was an inconvenience she was still being punished for. Every year, Lee's parties were extravagant. Ice sculptures, balloon arches, professional photographers. My birthdays, if I was lucky, Dad took me out for ice cream after Jackie ordered a single pizza and disappeared into her room. When I finally worked up the courage to ask why Lee got everything and I got nothing, Jackie's answer was ice cold. Go complain to your father. This is his fault. As if loving one daughter more than the other was somehow Dad's doing. The unfairness sat in my chest like a stone. I tried everything to earn even a fraction of the warmth she gave Lee. Good grades, chores without being asked, staying quiet so I wouldn't bother her. Nothing worked. I remained the living reminder of the boy who rejected her, and she never let me forget it. College was freedom. Jackie never visited. She rarely called. Mike, Dad, and Lee drove hours to see me, sent care packages, showed up for every parent's weekend. Jackie acted like I had died the day I moved into the dorms. Senior year, I met Ian. For the first time in my life, I felt truly seen. He listened when I talked, celebrated my wins, held me when the old hurts surfaced. We dated for 3 years. At my graduation ceremony, my whole family came, even Jackie. Mike practically dragged her. That was the first time she met Ian. Within 10 minutes, she was making comments I'll never forget. In front of the entire table, she laughed and said, "I honestly can't believe someone who looks like Ian is with you. Are you sure he's not just doing community service?" Then she winked like it was a joke. Dad's fork froze halfway to his mouth. I told her quietly but firmly that her comments were inappropriate and creepy. She just shrugged and changed the subject. After that day, she added Ian on Facebook. He accepted out of politeness. Over the next few years, she messaged him every few weeks, always friendly, always overly familiar. She never showed me that kind of interest. Ian was the first person who said it out loud. "Your mom is jealous of you." I thought he was crazy. Mothers didn't get jealous of their daughters, but the more he pointed out the patterns, the more I saw them. Every achievement I earned, Jackie found a way to minimize. Every time I was happy, she found a way to sour it. Ian and I eventually parted as friends. Life pulled us in different directions. I thought that chapter was closed forever. 2 years later, I met Phil. Phil is home. He is the man who looks at me like I hung the moon, who brags about me to his friends, who makes me feel safe in a way I didn't know was possible. We fell deeply, ridiculously in love. When I discovered I was pregnant, we were surprised but overjoyed. We decided to get married quietly first, then announce the baby so no one could whisper that we had to get married. The wedding was small and perfect. Lee was my bridesmaid. Dad walked me down the aisle with tears in his eyes. Jackie sat in the back row looking like she'd swallowed a lemon. At the reception, she cornered me in the bathroom. "I never wanted you to marry someone like Phil," she hissed. "I always thought you'd end up back with Ian. He was better for you." I laughed in her face. I thought she was drunk. She wasn't. When we announced the pregnancy a month later, Dad, Mike, and Lee screamed and cried happy tears. Jackie's reaction was a tight smile and a list of reasons this was a mistake. "You're too young. You should enjoy being married first. You're going to regret rushing into motherhood." And finally, the mask slipped completely. "I can't believe you are giving me my first grandchild before Lee. I always thought she would be first. And I'm way too young to be called grandma. You're ruining my image with my friends." Something inside me snapped. For the first time in my life, I didn't beg for her approval. I looked her in the eye and said, "If your social status matters more to you than your daughter and your grandchild, then you are no longer part of this family. Stay away from me, stay away from my baby, stay away from my life." She laughed, thinking I was bluffing. I blocked her on everything and went no contact. For weeks, she bombarded Mike and Lee with messages demanding they force me to apologize, claiming pregnancy hormones had made me hysterical. Mike and Lee shut her down. She eventually sent a half-hearted apology text promising to behave. I didn't respond, but I didn't block Mike, so she assumed she still had a foot in the door. 3 days ago, Lee threw me the most beautiful baby shower I could have dreamed of. Pastel balloons, a dessert table that belonged on Pinterest, all my favorite people in one room. Jackie was invited only because Mike begged Lee to keep the peace for one afternoon. Jackie spent the entire party twitchy, checking her phone, glancing at the front door every 2 minutes. I noticed but said nothing. Then the doorbell rang. Jackie leapt off the couch like she'd been electrocuted. Everyone, I have the most wonderful surprise." She flung the door open and literally pulled someone inside by the arm. It was Ian, my ex-boyfriend from 6 years ago, standing in the middle of my baby's shower, looking like he wanted the floor to swallow him whole. Jackie beamed like she'd just won the lottery. She announced to the entire room, "I've been talking to Ian for weeks. He finally realized he never stopped loving you. You don't have to settle for Phil anymore. Your real soulmate is here to take you back." You could have heard a pin drop. 25 women stared in open-mouthed horror. My best friend actually gasped out loud. Ian's face turned crimson. He gently removed Jackie's hand from his arm, took one step forward, and spoke loud enough for everyone to hear. "I'm so sorry for interrupting your baby shower. I never wanted to be here. Jackie has been messaging me nonstop for the last 2 months, hundreds of messages, begging me to show up today and save you from your marriage. She told me you were miserable, that you still loved me, that you were making a terrible mistake having a baby with Phil. She promised me you would leave your husband the second I walked in." He turned to Jackie, who had gone ghost white. "I came here today for one reason, to make sure every single person in this room knows exactly what kind of person you are. You have always been jealous of your own daughter. You've spent years trying to tear her down, and this is a new low even for you. Stop contacting me. Stop interfering in her life. Get help." Then he faced me again, voice softer. "I'm sorry you have to deal with this. I brought a small gift for the baby. I hope you have a beautiful life with your husband. You deserve it." He set a tiny wrapped box on the gift table and walked out. The silence that followed was deafening. Jackie stood frozen in the center of the room, every eye on her. Someone's phone slipped from their hand and clattered on the hardwood. No one moved to pick it up. For the first time in my entire life, Jackie had nothing to say. No deflection, no excuse, no venomous comeback. Just pure, burning humiliation as 25 women realized what she had tried to do to her own pregnant daughter on one of the happiest days of her life. The baby shower ended shortly after. People hugged me, told me they loved me, and left with hushed promises to call later. Lee was shaking with rage. Mike looked like he was going to be sick. Within hours, the story had spread to every corner of our family and friend group. By that night, Dad had called Jackie and told her if she ever came near me or my child, he would personally make sure she regretted it. Mike moved out the next day. When he confronted her, Jackie doubled down, refused to apologize, insisted she had only been looking out for me. He packed a bag and left. Their marriage is over. Lee and I are both fully no contact. The rest of the family has closed ranks. Jackie is completely alone, her reputation in ashes, her husband gone, both daughters finished with her forever. Our son was born healthy and perfect 3 weeks ago. Phil cried when he held him for the first time. Dad, Lee, and Mike visit constantly. Our home is full of love and laughter and the kind of family I always dreamed of. And Jackie. She built her own cage, swung the door shut, and threw away the key all by herself. Sometimes the best revenge is simply letting a narcissist expose themselves to the entire world. I didn't have to lift a finger. She did it all on her own. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.